Hey guys, it's Nick with the Bass Hookup. Today we're back with another technique video. From the title, you can probably tell what it's about, but it's one of the best techniques for this time of year, going from winter into spring on your spotted bass lakes, largemouth lakes, anywhere you go in the country. The Ned rig, the big TRD, the TRDs, those type of worms are some of the best you could use, the best technique you could use right now to catch fish and catch some big fish. So I'm gonna go over different setups with you, and I'm gonna go over one secret that Z-man doesn't really make public, and that's gonna be towards the end of the video. So make sure you watch, because you need to see it. You definitely need to see it. It's gonna up your game. It's gonna help you when you're using the Z-man product, any of their product. So stay tuned. So today we're gonna go underwater. I'm gonna show you the footage underwater, go over the techniques, probably do a voiceover, and then at the end we'll do a little recap. So here we go. Let's get under the water, see how these baits look.
All right, we're going to start off here with a drop shot rig, and I have a big TRD rigged wacky on this drop shot rig. You can see the action of it is pretty good. It's something they don't typically see. Not a lot of guys that I know are throwing a wacky rig stick bait or a big TRD on a drop shot rig. You could also tell right here there's a little bit of current in the water, and that thing wants to sink like I was talking about. This is straight out of the package, a big TRD, and as you can see throughout this video, they do sink until we do something to it to make it float, and it's really easy, so stick around to the end. Right here, this is a First Gen Fishing jaw dropper head. It's a different head, it has a lip on it. What happens is when you pop that thing, it wants to walk back and forth, so walk the dog underwater. You can see it right here, but also notice that the worm is still pretty much wants to sink. Sometimes this head lands so it's just standing straight up, like right there. But as you're popping it on a straight retrieve, it walks left, right, back and forth. Really unique action. Also, you can see it lands just standing straight up sometimes. But in this next part, this is where we get to the good part. We went ahead and stretched out that bait and rubbed it and got salt out of it. You can see it's a little whiter, the color of it from behind the hook on to the tail. And that's because I stretched it way out and got a lot of the salt out of it, which makes it stand up. It makes it actually want to rise up. So like even if it's falling, it almost wants to stand back up. And there's current here, so it's standing up in that current really, really well. All right, so on to the Ned rig. This is regular Shrooms head, Z-man Ned head, like the original, I believe. To go along, I mean, they pair it with the TRD or a big TRD like I have here, and this is straight out of the package, this one here. And you'll see as I'm working it, a lot of times, it's standing up, but then it'll fall down. So if I stop the bait, see it slowly sinks down. Slowly sinks down, doesn't really stand straight up, pretty much sits just like that, or sinks down to the bottom. On the next clip right after this is after I stretch that bait out, you'll see how well this thing stands up. You could also see the color of it's a little lighter, so it's not like a shiny plastic anymore because that salt's come out of it. But look at the difference. I mean, now this bait's standing up like how most of you and I thought it would do straight out of the package, but in fact it does not do that straight out of the package. They actually sink because there's so much salt in them. So you can see here there's current, you can see it blowing from left to right, and it kind of blows it over, but that bait still wants to stand up. On one of them coming up, I think it kind of falls over and it's floating up to the top. I mean, it wants to float. It's fighting the current, but on this Ned head, great looking bait right there. It was laying sideways and it floated. It pulled itself back up, and that's only because we took that salt out of it. If you don't do that, the bait's going to kind of just lay down flat. So something different, for you all to try with your Z-man plastics. Get some of that salt out and get that thing to float. Right here, this is the same worm, so it's already got the salt out of it. This one's just Neko rigged. Again, I like using this bait for a Neko rig because I don't have to use an O-ring. I could run my hook straight through the body of that worm and it's never coming out. Lasts a long, long time. And again, I mean, since I rubbed that salt out of it, it's really standing up. It has a great action. All these rigs are going to catch a ton of fish throughout the year. And I know I went through them pretty quick. If you want to go back, you could go back and see them again. But I don't want to make a long video. Just wanted to basically get that out there that if you want your Z-man plastic to float, the key to that is taking that plastic, stretching it out, rubbing the salt out as much as you can get out. It doesn't take a lot. Just getting that plastic, that salt out a couple times, and it'll do this for you. I also like the flat color of it. A lot of the prey, you know, bluegill and crawdads especially, they're not shiny. You know, a lot of them, they're dull color, they're a matte finish. And this bait looks more like a matte finish than the shiny plastic. So let's go back up top.
All right, guys, after seeing that underwater footage, you could definitely tell that when you take, let me see, when you take the Z-man material and you want to stretch it way out, I mean, let me see if I get it in this hand and do it. You stretch it way out, stretch it, and rub it, get that salt out, that it floats, you know, where you get that tail up action on the sit, on the pause, a lot more than if you didn't stretch it out. Stretching that plastic out, getting that salt out of it, and you could definitely see, I mean, I could see it from out of the water. Sometimes it would land and actually want to stand back up real slow. It would have a rise to it. I think that gets me a lot more strikes. So, you know, you could do it without stretching out. It'll kind of land and then fall down to the bottom. But if you stretch it out, get that salt out, it'll land and actually rise up. It's a pretty good looking action. These baits are super durable. There's a lot of reasons I like them. I mean, durability is number one. I could throw it wacky rigged without an O-ring, just hook through it, the thing never comes off. Like on the Neko rig, I don't need an O-ring, hook right through the plastic and stays on for a long time. And as you can see, I mean, it looks pretty awesome underwater. So hopefully you guys take these techniques, put them to use in your body of water, and catch more fish. So if you like that, please subscribe, hit the like button, and let us know what techniques you want to see, or you know, what you want to see coming up. We'll do whatever you want. I got water right here. We could go underwater. What do you guys want to see underwater? We'll do it all. So hopefully you like it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.